friends, welcome back to Scrapbook Your Legacy with Carrie. I am so glad that you are joining me. I hope you're enjoying my videos. Today I am going off in a different direction. I'm actually going to walk through one of the Noteworthy Simple Page Kits. I'm going to do number 6. This is one that could be a fishing theme or a Father's Day theme. And I am changing up a little bit. So I just want to show you how to change up a sketch a little bit to meet your needs and kind of talk about the stickers that they have and how you can make things different. But anyway, I'm so glad you're here. And before we get started, I wanted to tell you that one of the Border Maker cartridges I've used for this, you can see it right there. There you can. This is the Notebook Punch Border Maker cartridge. And this is still available at Creative Memory. So I wanted you to know that because I did use it. Also, I went and checked because I am using this punch, the tab punch, and this is still available and it's still $12.50. So if you haven't gone out and gotten it, go get it. So that's my advice. Anyway, we're going to use, these are the stickers that came with this, and I wanted to show you how it is. It comes as a kit, and this is kind of the direction that we're going, but it's like a Fab. All right, here are the pages. The other side is just solid, so you can do whatever you want. You can see it's a fishing theme, okay? So I'm using this side because most of the work is done for you, and I actually like it. I think it works. So I'm going to bring this stuff out to the front, the photos, so that we can get this going and get this done. And then I'll show you some other, like another page kit that I did and kind of changed it up. I did it as a one-page layout. All right, so this is the direction that we're headed. Now, my dad loved boating. He's not really a fisherman, but he loved boating. And so, you know, sometimes you kind of look at these and you're like, well, my dad didn't really fish, but he likes boats, or he, you know, whatever, like to be outdoors. But there is a boat. My dad always wore a painter's hat like this, working around the house. And then down here it says Dad and Happy Father's Day. So I'm going to use some of the things that are on here. I'm also, these are the stickers from the kit. Then I'm also going to bring in, every page kit comes with these thicker, like cardboard stickers. So those are very nice. And then see some of the other areas, like here's July, here's August. That's part of the Noteworthy Days sticker collection. So there's another boat. Excuse me. But here's a sticker. I'm not going to use it anywhere else. Pocket full of sunshine. Well, my dad has a very sunny disposition, so I'll probably use that on the layout. And then on this page where it does have Father's Day, there's ties. Now, my dad doesn't wear ties now. He did when he worked. But there's a camera that goes with the color theme. There's a star, World's Best. You know, if you want to bring some green in, this is basically blue, gray, and white, but you could bring in some green. So I'm going to kind of wing it and use some of this and see how it ends up. Now, if your dad is a gardener and he's not, you know, really into, you know, fishing or anything like that, then I wanted to say, even though this has some pinks and purples in it, now this came in the Noteworthy Page Kit number 5, which I will show you what I did with that, but this was this one, which was more Mother's Day themed, but the base pages were green and white. You didn't have to use the pink. So you could change out your letters, and look at, there's a truck, there's gardening fun, and you could just use your own stickers, other stickers, to create a dad title. So think outside the box with the page kits they give you. You know, if your dad does gardening, they had these great gardening themes. There's a lot of men out there who love to garden, I'm just going to say. And so think outside your box, because the pages are very neutral, but I'll show you at the end what I did with that. All right, so let's get started on this. This was the Father's Day for the books. That's what I'm going to say. The story is hilarious. And one thing I'm going to show you on this is that I created a pocket on the back here by using some elevated tape, foam, to create a pocket for the journaling. So this will be journaling that slides up, okay? And then it's on both sides. So that's where I'm headed with that. And then my upline, Lauren Hines, she, I don't know if she's still doing this, but you could buy these tab stickers. So I'm going to use one of those. And then I've cut out some die cut pieces for the embellishments. And here's my title, where it's going to say Dad, because that's who this is about. And then also, I'm sorry, I'm a little scattered today. There's been a lot going on. This one didn't cut perfectly. I'm just going to stick it behind the photo. I'm not going to recut it. It will just be right back in here. All right. Excuse me. I've just been a little coffee lately. All right. Here's the stickers. I like the water design lines here, so I am going to put those down. We'll get those laid down over here on each side. You could put these anywhere you want, but see, across the middle here, the photos are going to be covering most of it, so I'm going to put it down here. And actually in the in the sketch, they have it down at the bottom, and I am going to follow that. This sketch, I'm kind of following. I'm hoping my dog cooperates. She's over there chewing on a bone, and I gave her some playtime before coming up here in hopes that she will give me some creative time. We have a little barter system going on. I figure that's how she works. She's a barter dog. So, and she lets you know it. There is a right and a wrong direction to these, so you want to pay attention. The wave is lighter on the top and darker at the bottom. So if you decide to flip it, it will be darker on the top and lighter on the bottom. So just be aware of that. And that's pretty close. All right, so that is down. I think that looks really nice. I like this. All right, then we're going to put Dad. We're going to try to center this. I'm going to try to do this standing up. Not sure how well I'll do, but we're going to try to get this centered. And I think this piece of paper, this is 4 inches. The white is 3 inches. So I'm going to try to get this. Oh, there goes her big heavy bone. Are you gonna go get it? She might bark because she likes to be served. She does not like to do self-service. She is a little bit of a princess. All right, last letter, D. And I think these are black. I'm not sure. Sometimes in the light they look a little brown. There we go, Dad. Okay. All right, and that's going to go up here, and this is going to go down here. So let me get this kind of situated. Now, I also double matted my photos before filming this, so I have a white mat and a light blue, baby blue, but mine is light blue. I don't have baby blue paper, but I do have light blue. So that's what I did. Excuse me one second. I'm going to go see before she barks. I'll be right back. All right, she got the bone herself. All right. Hey. Hang on one second. See if she gets right back. And I'm back. All right. I was trying to decide if I wanted to corner around that, but I think I'm just going to leave it as is. And you'll notice I'm not inking anything, just trying to place these and see. I had them all placed, and I think this is generally what we're going to do. I kind of want this towards the top up there. And we'll get to that in a little bit and get that out of the way. All right, let's start. I want to start with this photo, which is the main photo, and then at the end I'll tell you why this was a Father's Day. We said at the end of the day it was one for the books because, well, it ended up being interesting. And we ended up having 2 Father's Days. And it's funny, we laugh about it. It's funny. And you know what? Sometimes you have to go with the flow. Things don't always go like you think they're going to go, and you just have to let the day unfold. But we had a great day. It was beautiful weather, and we ate out on our screen porch and just enjoyed it. My parents love coming over. We have cows out back. They're not mine, but I pretend that they're mine. I'm a pretend farmer. And they come, well, if you've ever been around cows, they have like a path. They kind of do the same thing and follow the sun or the shade, and so their winter route is different than their summer route. But they always start at the farmer's house who lives in my neighborhood, and he leases the land behind us. But anyway, okay, we got that down. We're going to get this under here, which this tool is great. Let me make sure that's in camera. That tool is great for doing this. Even though I just stuck them down, let's just pop them up a little bit so I can kind of see where I want this, how far down I want this. And I want to hide that part that didn't cut quite right. So I think I'll come down here and do that. So you see how fast this is coming together. And then once I'm done, and when I'm done filming, I always attach this to white cardstock. All right, now for this side of things. And you know what? I think, do I want these both at the same height? No, I think I want this one up a little bit. I think I want it up there. All right, we're going to start on this side and work over. Here we go. But anyway, so the cows come around to our side of the fence. So you can see this is the cow field back here. Back there. That's the cow field. So the cows in the afternoon will be all along here. And they are beef cows. I hate that they go, but these cows that are in our backyard are, is that straight? I think so. They are the nursery. So it's the moms. It is the actual cows, not the bulls. And they have the calves every year out back. So every year for the past, I don't know, 10 years, we've gotten to watch all these calves be born, watch them play and run around. And when our farmer used to go out in the field with his 4x4 vehicle, the cows, he'd have the food on the back and the cows would chase him all over the field. And I'll tell you, it is funny watching cows stampede and run, because I look at them as like rectangles on legs, so they're not the most graceful. It's not like watching a horse run. It's different. But anyway, we love them. They are very entertaining. All right, so I'm going to stick this down. And once this is down, because it's not repositionable, it is down. There's no going back, so I want to be careful with it. But this is that. I just got this at Hobby Lobby. I know some people can get this at the dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. I don't know about Dollar General, but I've heard Dollar Tree, maybe Dollar General. But anyway, I showed you that before. It's just a thin foam tape. So we are going to, this makes me a little nervous. Oh, I probably should have this circle where I want it to be. Probably should have stuck that circle down first. Well, get that out of the way and kind of get that up where I had it so that I can, and I wanted this up a little bit, and it's down whether I want it to be or not. Okay, and then we're just gonna lift that, get that down. Okay, it's down. That's it. All right, so we've got our pictures down. And now I'm going to cut a tag, or a tab, not a tag, a tab, and get that cut. And you'll see how, again, $12.50, can't go wrong. It's a great thing to have, because You can use it for your peekaboo pockets as to lift, you know, like lift here, that kind of thing, more to the story. You can use it like behind a picture. Let me lift this up, you know, like this, and put a wordy sticker on there and use it for like embellishing. But we are going to, I'm going to try to get it to, I want to see where I want it on my, let me make sure I'm in the camera here. I want to see where I want it on this, because this is going to slide. Let me slide this down. It's going to slide in. So where do I want this? Do I want that to be, yeah, I want it over there. All right. Oh. Come on. Oh. All right, there we go. We know it works. All right, so we're going to put the story on, because that is what's going to be hiding behind the picture. And normally I can get these off easily. That worked. All right, let's hope I don't have it too big, but I can always trim it. I have to do this standing up. Let's see here. Let's, oh, I want that. I want it centered. All right, so I have to find my little scissors and kind of cut some of that off. Ball it up. I'll probably be vacuuming it up later. I'll get that off there later. Okay, so get that smush. We'll kind of curve some of that around. All right, so look at how nice that looks. But you could also write it, okay? So if you don't have that, you can just write on it. Or you can get clear stuff in print. You know, I want to make sure that that's going to be on. Just wasted a bunch of stuff there. All right, let's see if this will stick the way I want it to. And I kind of want it, I can't go onto the writing. All right, so this side is more important because it's the front. All right, come down a little bit. I'm not even in phone. I gotta pay attention to that. Okay. There we go. That's in. So now I can put that in there before I do my embellishments up there, so you can see that it says the story. And then you can pull that, because I do top loading pages, so you'd be able to pull that out. All right. There we go. All right, so let's look at our embellishments and see what we have and what we can use. All right, so these are those thick ones. You can see they are like a cardboard. They're really nice weight. This could be a toolbox, honestly. So let's see, there's a sticker here that says Happy Father's Day. So I would like to use that up here. So I'm gonna put that down here, kind of overlapping, kind of, you know, connecting that title with the photo area. And let's see, do I want it over, or do I want it to kind of go in that way? Okay, we're just gonna put that down there. And let's see, what other things do we have that we can use? I will use the Pocket Full of Sunshine up there as well. And I think I will put that on foam squares. All right, so I have some big ones. Creative Memories has foam squares. These are just old stash ones that I have from Hobby Lobby. So that's what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to put in here a Pocket Full of Sunshine, because my dad is that way. That's just his nature. And I will put, I don't think I'm going to use a tie. I think I'll put the star up here. He's the star of Father's Day. Not to ignore my husband. My husband is also the star of Father's Day. We had, well, all the men in our family are stars on Father's Day. Well, the husbands. I don't know. I think, you know what? I might wait on that. I might just leave that as is. All right, so come down a little bit, and here is the boat. So I'm going to use the boat because my dad loved being out on the water and on his sailboat. We sailed growing up, not for long, but we had a boat that we used, that we owned, and then he leased one. So I should have put this behind. Let's see if I can. This is real time. I don't know if I can get this to kind of pull up. Well, you know what? I don't want to block the tomatoes. I found out, you know, it's always good to ask questions, and because you never know what you're going to learn. I never knew that my dad loves caprese salad. So we had caprese salad with the dinner. And then I also, I'll put this over in here. I don't want to block the whole boat. But anyway, he loves caprese salad, so we had that. He loves ice cream cake. He loves chocolate cake. You know, so we made sure that we had all his favorites. And then, let's see, do I want to use the bigger hat or the smaller hat? Maybe I can put the smaller hat kind of hanging on the edge of the boat. Why not? Have a little fun with it. Do something different. We'll put it like it's hanging on the bow of the boat. Like he left it there while he was off doing something. We can do that. We can do whatever we want. So I'm going to put that like it's hanging on there. It's a little big for the boat, but that works. And let's see. What else do I want to put in there with it? Maybe this is the life. We can do that. That will finish that nicely. This is the life. We'll do that there. All right, then we'll come up here and do that area. I've got number one dad, which I'm using a lot of blue. I don't know if I want to bring in green, but let's get this camera up there. And I do want that up on foam squares. So I think I told you in another video that I'm doing my whole year. I'm trying to do layouts with Noteworthy Days. That's my palette for the year, and the kits go along nicely with that, including a number of the collections that they brought out this year also go well with it. All right, so I'm going to have that overlap the photo. All right, we're going to do number one dad, because all the dads, my brother-in-law, my husband, my dad, they're all number one. We can say that. All right, so we've got that. There's World's Best. Maybe now I'll put the star that I had up there. Kind of put that there. And I don't think I'll put any more of the, like how it says, out fishing. There's ties, but you know, this isn't really his vibe right now. He's retired and enjoying not wearing ties. All right, I think we'll leave it at that for right now. I've got Dad, a lot of fishing stuff. And also, one thing I wanted to tell you, because I'm thinking of it now as I look at the sketch, is, and this is, again, this is a simple page. There's not much to it. But if you see the sketch, they had a horizontal photo, a vertical photo, and then tags with photos, and then two, probably 3x3s or 4x4s. Did I tell you? 3.5, 2.5 by 3, or 3.5 by 3.5. There's probably 3.5 by 3.5. So they have that orientation. Over here, I'm going to say that I kind of turned it and did this. All right, but this became my title area right here. This photo became my title. So I turned it. So, you know, change it up to work with the photos that you have. This side had the different, the 3.5s by 3.5s with a orientation like this. And I turned this. Now you could say I did this, right? Because these two equal a 4 by 6. So I swapped it. We'll go with that. So I flip-flopped it, I flipped it, and then turned it, if that makes sense. Now, this is another sheet that came with this kit with the fatigue on it, and then this brown paper. I didn't care for these papers, but I did cut out this blue piece here and used it to back the title. So again, change it up. This paper can be used any number of other places, so I will hold on to that. And then the Mother's Day, which I will get to in a minute. Let me finish up this. Let me read the journaling to you because this was a funny Father's Day. I hope you find it funny. We found it funny. But in the end, it's a great memory, and that's the most important thing. It was a Father's Day for the books. The table was set, the brisket was served, but where were Mom and Dad? We told them the time. It was supposed to be 1 o'clock, and texted the time. Well, they had multiple things. So we called and texted and no answer. This is while we were eating. We ate and had our dessert and laughed, got caught up with each other. It was lovely. We cleaned up and went our separate ways. Then at 3:30, I received a text. We're on our way. I called my brother-in-law, John, to come back. Everyone came back to the house. We reset the table and reheated the food and sat and watched them eat. In the end, we had 2 Father's Day celebrations. Mom and Dad acted like everything was as it should be. We will never forget this day. Dad was happy to get ice cream cake. So that was our Father's Day. My sister had gone off to check out the pickleball courts because they were talking about starting to play pickleball. And that's where they were when I called them. So they just ran back over. So in this photo, all right, so you see this photo here where we're all at the table. That's without my parents. Then when my parents came, we're just all sitting in a circle watching them eat, and they didn't even have a tablecloth, but they had their brisket sliders and were very happy. So that is the Father's Day for the books, and using page kit number 6, which is right here. So comment below and tell me, do you change up the sketches? Like, how do you like to use them? I hope this was inspiring for you. Share some Father's Day stories below. Now I'm going to show you what I did with, this is part of that page kit. So I'm going to show you what I did with it. So I just need to grab it. And remember, I told you that if your father is more of a gardener, to use the Mother's Day one instead. So hang on one second while I grab it out. All right, so this is what I did with page kit number 5. I think it's number 5, as I'm making a mess over here. Let me find it. That was the string one. What do I do with it? I had it. Here it is. All right, so here's page kit number 5. So you see, they had, this would have been on the left, or the right, and this is the one for the left. Excuse me. So there was a cut apart page, which I used a little bit of, not much, which you can see here, the this berry colored and then this polka dot, but I did not use all of it. So they put a border sticker down at the bottom and a border sticker over here. Then they cut a tag. All right, so you see how they did that. All right, I kept that page on the left. All right, this is the front of it with the greens. So this is why I'm saying, if your dad is a gardener and you want to do Father's Day as a gardening theme to celebrate him, this is a neutral enough kit to do that. Here's the other side. This is why I'm keeping this sheet of paper, because look at this side. This is great. I can use that on any number of layouts, and that's that little kind of connected starburst. It makes like a little grid. All right, so that's that. So this is, let me just keep this to cover this side so it just doesn't get all photoed up. So no, there's on this side where I use the square and they backed it, they backed the photos with that polka dot. I don't like to use a lot of printed papers behind my photos. I tend to go simpler with a solid color like cardstock or a tone on tone. And they have a 4 square here. All right, so this is what I did. I had one large photo because I did not have a lot of photos because, well, this was a Mother's Day for the books. It was pouring rain and cold, and we couldn't get a table inside. So we're like, we're from New England. We're hardy stock. We can sit outside. We were freezing, and we had cold drinks, which is what we ordered. But anyway, I have a little detailed photo of my mocktail, and then a photo of the group, and then I did a photo of food, and then a photo of my parents smiling. So this was Mother's Day. It was just us, and then my niece. And then I used a tab punch with some paper from this kit, and you can see I used this sticker going up the side of the banner. That's where I used it. And then I have a little peekaboo pocket here. So while we were eating, and then I put in my little die cut circles for the embellishments. I did hearts going up. So this is from that, this sticker sheet. All right, so I didn't really use much. I can use it for other things. But like I said, the truck and these gardening things can be used for a Father's Day layout. But I did use the boots and a lot of flowers since it was Mother's Day, and I thought the boots brought in the berry color, so it all ties in nicely. I did Mom on I created a banner for the Mom title, and then again, peekaboo pocket, so you see, and then the journaling is under that, and I did Happy Mother's Day there because that was part of it with a little embellishing, and I used the polka dot paper for that. And even though I don't have the berry color in our photos, that berry color is great with the skin tone, okay? So also think about that. Anyway, that is it for today. Again, just sharing with you Noteworthy Simple Page Kit number 5 and what I did with that. And then Simple Page Kit number 6 for Father's Day. All right, so that's what I did with those. I hope this was inspiring for you. Comment below on what you enjoyed and how this is helpful for you. These are Noteworthy collection. If you like to really fill your pages up, you're going to have to use some other things. I think Noteworthy, to get a year done, like a year in review, the pages are designed to be simple, but you can add other things to them from your stash. So don't be afraid to do that. I'm keeping them simple because I want to get them done and tell the story, but still the simplicity is really pretty. Like Creative Memories did a great job with the embellishments. All right, so that was number 5, and here's another view of Page Kit number 6, which was a fishing theme, but I turned it into, again, keeping it simple, but really focusing on Dad and the things that describe my dad. Boating. He was also a great photographer. He loved to take photos. I don't know about your parents, depending on their age, but back in the day, they didn't just have photos, they had slides. So everything's on slides, and we have to get photos made. Anyway, this is the story of Father's Day, which we will never forget. My nephew wrote Happy Father's Day on the ice cream cake, and we all enjoyed that. But anyway, just encouraging you to make the kits work for you. Make them fit what you're doing and be creative in that way. Thank you for joining me. Before I go, don't forget that this is $12.50 right now, and this notebook border maker cartridge, there we go, let's get it in the right direction, is still available. So I wanted you to know that. And I will see you next week. I hope you're enjoying these, and I don't know what I'm going to do for a video next week, but it will be a surprise for all of us, so we'll enjoy it, whatever it is. Anyway, thank you for joining me. You can find me here on YouTube with my videos, but I also cross-post my videos over to Facebook, and you can find me on Facebook at Scrapbook Your Legacy with Carrie. And I also am a Creative Memories advisor, so you can find me on the Creative Memories website when you look up Carrie Wallace. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you're enjoying my videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to be notified when I put up a video. I am trying to do them every week, loading them up on a Thursday. So this will probably get loaded a little late, but thank you again. Have a great weekend. Bye.